So I'm going to be using this beautiful honey on the top of my pizza. And it's going to divide opinion, but you have to trust me. This is a mozzarella and pecorino pizza with grapes and honey. It's a flavor sensation. This is going to get people going, well, what's that? How, when, why, what? Really? Oh, right. That is what this pizza does. Here I have some lovely pizza dough. By the way, if you want the pizza dough recipe, I'll put a link down below. So this is about 150 grams worth. Put it on a floured surface. Flour your hand, right? So you could roll it out, but then you destroy all the air. So just gently ease it, pull it, and let gravity stretch it. And you can just move it around, use the sides of your fingers, and as it gets big enough, then start using your fist like that. And I've worked with chefs that are so fast at this, and I've never really got too fast at it, but I keep trying. So look, the oven is nice and hot. It's about 240 degrees. If you're gonna do this in a normal oven at home, that's completely fine. Get it on full whack, preheat it, and that's when you'd have something like a pizza stone, and that would be really useful. I'm using a little wooden peel here. If you're doing pizza at home, I use just a little wooden chopping board. You want to just pull it on here like that. Then let's get on to the flavors. So I'll just take a little bit of mozzarella, don't need much at all, just distribute it around the little pizza. I'm going to be quite generous with pecorino. Of course you can use Parmesan, but the pecorino's got an amazing tang. So it's the cheese actually that's the base, not tomato. Finely slice a nice red onion. You could use shallots if you wish. A little bit of rosemary in with that red onion. With the grapes, you can leave some whole and you can cut some in half. And then I can put a little bit of rosemary. Just give it a little bash. Tiny pinch of salt. Go in with the grapes and the onion. Olive oil, a tiny swig of vinegar, pepper, and mix it up. So I've put the cheese on the bottom because that'll ooze and melt, and then distribute the red onion around the top. And I want to go heavy on the grapes. If you have different types of grapes, even better, green ones, different flavors. Pine nuts on top. So when you take this to the oven, whether it's a wood oven or indoors, you want to get there with an indoor oven, open the oven quickly and shake it onto that pizza stone. Close the door. You want to keep the heat. With this oven, it's got up to temperature, go in, and let's show you what happens. You can go bigger and thinner, lovely, crispy and delicate. You can go a little bit shorter and fatter, more fluffy and spongy. It's your choice. If you want, you can even fold it over, so it's like a semi-half moon, and that makes a little calzone. Beautiful. So here we go, lovely people. Have a little look at that. Bubbling, sizzling, gorgeous. And then, of course, at the end, honey. And that works with the salt of the cheese in the most beautiful way. Joyful. Fragrance from the rosemary, tang and saltiness from the cheese, sweetness from the grapes and the honey. Let's do this. I never get bored of that. So next time you make pizzas at home, go forth. Do one's margarita. Do one's American hot. But about 3 pizzas in, do this. Right? Throw in the curveball. You won't regret it. I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious reverse puff pastry pizza packed full of veg. This recipe is from my brand new cookbook, Veg, and it is so easy to put together. It all happens in here, in a tray. But we're going kind of Provençal with the veggies, so courgettes, peppers, an onion, and 250 grams of lovely cherry vine tomatoes. And what I want to do is just kind of clank everything up. Not too small, otherwise you're going to lose the veg, but also so it's nice sort of bite-sized pieces. So a centimetre slice on the courgette. With the onion, just peel it and quarter it. And then in the tray, just kind of click it into little petals. It cooks really nicely. So this dish for me is a real cracker. When you want to put something together that's really easy, this is the one. You can buy these amazing rolls of puff pastry, which, you know, it's all rolled out, it's all done. I mean, look, I love making homemade pastry, but puff pastry is a real thing. It's a real ritual. It takes loads of time and space and effort. And to be honest, most people haven't got time for that. Then with the cherry tomatoes, try and get different colored ones if you can. Simply cut them in half. So this recipe is one of the recipes from my new cookbook, Veg. This is a book that's really close to my heart. I wrote it about 8 years ago, And then in the recent years, when people have become so much more interested in veg, plant-based cooking, I've brought it back and I've re-edited it, rewritten it, reshot it. You know, I'm a meat eater, I eat fish, and I think it's amazing that, you know, you can have a delicious meal that feels totally complete, that you're missing nothing. You know, the book's packed full of good stuff. If you want to have a little look, hit the link and have a look at the book and have a look at the contents and the stuff that I'm doing, but I'm really proud of it and I hope you like it. With the veggies here, what we want to do now is amplify flavour. So there's a couple of things you can do. First, a little season up with salt and pepper. I'm using oregano, a brilliant, brilliant herb. And what I want to do is simply take it off the stalk, give it a little twist, just to kind of bash and bruise up the oils. And then I want to just drizzle on some nice olive oil and give it a little dress. So give it a nice little mix up, all the seasoning, the herbs and the oil. And what we want to do is slow roast this, and it will reduce in size, but it will absolutely amplify in flavour. So we're going to roast at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. Look at the colours, amazing. Super easy. And then after 50 minutes, I'll show you what to do next. So it's had 50 minutes and it smells incredible. Have a little look at that. So the next part is really, really simple. We've got ourselves some beautiful all butter puff pastry. When it cooks, it goes like that. And it gives you this most incredible, crispy, crunchy, luxurious texture. So of course, normally with a pizza, it will be a dough that you have to sort of spin and turn, but we're cheating. So what I want to do is get the knife and just push the veg right into the middle like that, because what we want is extra delicious, crispy edges and sort of nice packed veggies in the middle. I'm going to take the puff pastry, it's already rolled out for us, so easy, drop it straight on and then like tuck it into bed and literally push it in, and that is going to be incredible. So this goes back in the oven for about half an hour until this pastry has gone golden and crispy and delicious and that pan's hot. So I'm going to put this back in the oven and I'll show you what it looks like and I'll show you how to finish it. And have a little look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And you can see how golden and puffy and crispy it's got. Get a little spatula or spoon and just go around the edges like that. Just push in so it goes underneath. Get yourself a nice board or platter, put it on top, then get yourself a cloth to hold the edges. A little good luck. Count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and flip. Give it a nice little tap. And you're gonna get the most incredible reverse pizza. Here we go. Oh, come on! Look at the crispy edges. Full of colour, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna take some gorgeous mozzarella, bust that open and get little bombs of the mozzarella and stuff it in between the veggies. A few lovely, delicate basil leaves, tomatoes, basil, mozzarella, what's not to love? And actually what's nice is as the seasons track throughout the year, you can change up your veg. Now, last but not least, get yourself some beautiful sticky balsamic vinegar. And I want you to go a little bit of Jackson Pollock. Just have a little drizzle up and there you go. A flavour combo that's gonna slap your taste buds around the face. Enough talking, let's have a little slice. Boom, brilliant with a salad, glass of wine, crispy, colourful and delicious. And what's nice is that residual heat from the crust will start to slowly melt the mozzarella, so it's half cold, half melted, half oozy, and then it's gonna half get in my mouth, but not for half long. Good times. Eat it like a normal pizza. Oh yeah, pure pleasure. And I'll be honest, normally I eat it with a knife and fork, but it's quite nice to go a little bit filthy. So guys, if you want the recipe, just click the link. Check out my new book, Jamie's Veg. I'm really proud of it, and I hope you enjoy it. Take care. So the recipe I'm going to show you today is my take on a ratatouille. Now, ratatouille, weirdly, the classic French veg dish, is one of the most searched dishes on the internet at the moment. Why? I think it's because you've got a load of veg you don't know what to do with. So let me give you my version that I think is really flexible, really open to taking whatever you've got. I'm going to serve it on a puff pastry base, so it's kind of like a posh pizza, and the kids love it, I love it, I think you're going to love it.
Do you want this on your pizza?
No, thank you, put it back, thank you very much, love you. A classic French ratatouille would be courgettes, peppers of all colours, onions, aubergine. I haven't got aubergines, I've only got a yellow pepper here, but I have got asparagus, old courgette. I've got leeks instead of onions, got a squash and a cauliflower. Mine's kind of like a grilled veg ratatouille. We make a base tomato sauce, slice up about 6 cloves of garlic, go in with some olive oil, and I'm going to put the garlic in. I'm going to put in some basil leaves, 2 tins of tomatoes. I'm just going to put a bit of water in these tins, and in they go. So Jules is breaking up the tomatoes. That is the basic tomato sauce that will receive the veggies. Let's start with the courgette. So run your knife down so it's like quarters. Put it into a dry pan on a high heat. If you had a barbecue, use it. If you had a griddle pan, use it. I'm going to do exactly the same with the leeks, and then I'll just cut it so it fits the pan. Now this scalding, instead of it being kind of oily and sweet, it kind of scalds. It gives you a smokiness and it gives you a nuttiness. And that, when mixed with the tomato sauce, gives you the most incredible dish. You could even use, if you wanted to, frozen cauliflower and still char it up in here and still stew it up in there. So it's all good. I'll just cut the peppers into quarters. The asparagus can go in whole. With the cauliflower, take off the little florets. I'm only going to use about a quarter of this. And then slice these into 1 centimetre slices. Just like that. When these are kind of all nicely charred, what I want you to do is remove these from the hot scalding pan. So now these are out, I'll replace them with these veggies. So it's like a little factory line. Now down here, I'm going to slice it about 1 centimetre across, and we'll simply stir it in, and it's going to be delicious. So just continue charring up the veg in the dry pan, and as soon as it's nice and scalded, then just chunk it up and add it to the tomato sauce. So as that simmers away nicely, that'll cook for about 20-25 minutes. Here, I've got 2 shop-bought puff pastries. One is regular and one is gluten-free, because I've got 2 kids that are gluten-free. Get them out of the pack, unroll them, and then get it on the tray, and even keep it on the paper that it comes in. So I'm going to get myself a regular eating knife, and about 1 inch away from the edge, just very lightly score it. So do that to the other one. Now, at this point, I can get some olive oil and just give it a nice little drizzle and just give it a little rub all over. Now with these 2 bases, I'm going to whack them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius until nice and lightly golden. Okay, so these 2 beauties are done. I nearly overcooked the gluten-free one if the kids were running around, what can I say? So if you can have a little look here, you can see where I did the little line, and I'm going to push it in. Okay, and the reason that is because I'm going to fill it with our beautiful version of a ratatouille. So now the veggies are nice and soft and tender and cooked. This will be amazing in so many different ways. Now we do need to balance the flavour, and the way to do that is a little tablespoon of vinegar. So red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, whatever you've got to hand. Then a good couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Tear some of these beautiful basil leaves, and then just simply season it to taste. Then you could toss that in pasta. You could put it in lasagna. You could turn this into a soup simply by adding some stock. So because I know River will be a pain in the backside, we're going to blend it up. So I'll do one with and one without, and just show you the flexibility of this dish. That's done. And then on the gluten-free one, I will put this sauce. So look, there is gluten-free pizza with a pureed sauce. This is my puff pastry one. It's a brilliant way to use up veg. If you wanted to put a little smoky bacon in this, you could, or some tuna, olives, capers, happy days. Right, just take the veggies to the edge.
Feta.
Be amazing. Of course, you could use a mozzarella, you could use a feta like Jules suggested. I'm going to use some British cheeses, and these will melt beautifully. So last few little bits of basil. Nice. So just in the oven for 10 minutes, just to melt that cheese and heat it all up. Delicious.
Lunchtime!
Ho, 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 ho. Wowzers, look at that. That was a hit with the family, guys. You happy? Yeah. Okay, onwards and upwards. Enjoy.
Hi lovely people, let me show you one of the simple recipe you can do almost in every day. Pizza bomba. Instead of being like a calzone, they're long, they're round. The filling is mozzarella, tomato, basil. Nothing else. I have here a pan, which I put some parchment paper inside. Then I made a little pizza dough, a little bit of flour, just on top. Just grab a one, just spread with your hands. Look how simple it is. Ah, yes. I wish I can actually put them in the air. Can I? No, I can't. That is good. And then stretch them all out. You don't need no rolling pins. Here I got some mozzarella. Is this mozzarella a little bit dry? They call them a fior di latte, but any mozzarella will do it. And then I got some tomato, lovely fresh cherry tomato, and I made a lovely sauce, tomato sauce, with the basils inside and the garlic. Just put a little bit on the meat, just a little touch, nothing else. Then I get some lovely leaves of a basil, small one. It's almost a little margherita. It's good. Just put a couple of cubes of a mozzarella, and then put 1 and 2 of a tomato. Easy. Anybody can do it. Yeah. Put your hands again, a little bit of flour, grab it, hold together. You can see what I'm doing. Just grab them all, grab them all, grab them all. Just press it and close it. Okay, that is done. Just roll it up a little bit. And look at this. It's like a little balloon. Then you put them inside with a bit of parchment paper inside and leave it for a little while. Then again, you go to the next one. Look at the way it's stretched. It's unbelievable. That is good. Now, when you do make your pizza dough, make sure you let it rest for at least a couple hours. Let it relax nicely. Because actually when you're making, you know, you bash it and you move it and you punch it, you know, everything. So the poor dough, you know, start to get frightened. What they do to me? But then you put them away, you let it rest. And then when they relax, you can hold it and you can stretch. When it's like that, you just put a little bit of tomato, a little bit of mozzarella, a few basil, you can bake it as a little pizzetta, which is fantastic. But also, you can put so much. You've done a bit of bolognese, you got this some bolognese left. What do? Just put them inside, it's good. You've done some roasted vegetable or boiled vegetable, or perhaps you're roasting a chicken, or perhaps you go beef. You put them all together and you close like a ravioli. You put them inside a dish, bacon inside, fantastic. Now, with this one, let me show you again. You start to grab it to one side and then slowly you pull it. You pull them around, you close them almost. Then, don't worry, you have to give them a little closer, squish. Turn them around because you want this bit to be underneath. Just put the next to the other one because I love to do all this. I do it with my eyes closed. Shall I do it with my eyes closed? Nobody can see. Yes, yes. I'm going to do it with my eyes closed. Look, you have to believe me what I'm doing. Yeah. Put them on top. I can't really do it. I only joke. Yes, I can. I love cooking. What a love and passion. Hey, hallelujah. Close it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 24. Wow. How simple was this? Incredible simple. Now, I was going to carry on to do it because I want to fill this one up with all the lovely pizza bomba. Hey, I love it. I just love it. I just love it. If you want to see how to make the pizza recipe or just the pizza dough, just click on the link. And then Gennaro will come up. Oh, lovely people, look what I'm doing. If you want to see how to make a fresh tomato salsa, just click the link. You will love it. This is the last one. Fantastic. Look, it's done. Now, just a little bit of a tomato sauce on each one. Just a little touch, not too much. Yes. Then, on each one, I put the mozzarella inside leaves. I just love a basil. Now, the magic comes along. There we go. It's quite big, these pieces. Just cut it. Oh my gosh. Just a grated over parmesans. Right, let's put this one here. Let's put it back. Now, let it prove for about 15-20 minutes. Put them in very hot oven for about 30 minutes. Keep checking and then should be ready. Yes, I got one in the oven. It's about 5 minutes away. Let me just clean up a little bit. and I'm gonna show you how good it is. You'll love it. It's all right, yes, it is all right. Oh my goodness me, yeah, yeah. Oh, mine, look at this. Oh yeah, look at this, a little drizzle of olive oil. And look at that. But last, not the least, a little grated double cheese. Oh, mine. Yes, it's done. Look at that, so you can lift them all up. Oh yeah. Oh my God, look, one is got, look at that. Oh yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This is what is the pizza bomb. This is the beauty. Look inside. To be or not to be, which one? I'll have them both. Be careful because when you eat it can be very hot, but okay. Ah. It is a little bit hot. It's so good, I can't stop. Oh my goodness me. So avocado is quite easy to make and just so there's the, you know, give them a go and do it. Arrivederci. No, it's hot, Andre, it's hot. I am cooking so good. Sorry. It's good, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah, yeah. Taste it. It's absolutely delicious. It's good.
I'm going to show you how to make the most beautiful tray-baked pesto pizza pie. It's so good, it's really striking, and it's from my brand new cookbook, 5 ingredients, Mediterranean. I'm super proud of it. 5 ingredients, super simple, but this time, all that inspiration from around the Mediterranean, those beautiful countries. So let me show you how to do it. Here, we've got 500 grams of self-raising flour. I'm going to put a couple of nice pinches of salt. I'm going to give it a little drizzle of olive oil. And then I've got 275 millilitres of cold water that I'm going to put in. I'll use a fork to start off with. And, you know, often when you're making pizza, you know, you've got to make the dough, you've got to prove it. We've got none of that. Make this dough by using the fork just to move stuff around. Slowly. You can use your other hand. What I don't want you to do is get like really sticky. So just use the tips of your fingers. And then we'll give it a little knead. So as it comes together, you can start being a little bit more aggressive with your hand. And then what I want to do is just knead it, not a lot, just enough to make it smooth and elastic and ultimately clean the bowl so the washing up is nice and easy. So you've got all this stuff around the edge, right? That'll all get sort of taken off. So look, I've just kneaded that for like a minute and a half, just so it cleans the edge of the bowl like that. So not much washing up to do there. So now just put it on the board. Use 2 hands now, just for a little minute, until you have a nice, elastic, smooth dough like that. Look. Very simple, very easy, and a brilliant cheat dough using self-raising flour. So look, we can put that to one side. So let's talk about flavour. On the bottom of this kind of pizza pie, we're going to have pesto, right? So you can make your own by all means, or you can just buy it, right? Get the best you can. We're going to use mozzarella, which is delicious. This is buffalo mozzarella. These ones are a bit more milky, a bit more tasty, a bit more tangy, but also a little bit wetter. And then here, with these jarred veggies, I'm using artichokes because I think it's a really classic Mediterranean vegetable. I think it's really underloved. And then good old tomatoes. So these are vine tomatoes here. Always tasty when you get them on the vine. You can use any tomatoes you want. I'm just going to get a knife and I'm just going to half some of these tomatoes, and if you want you can quarter some others. So this is 350 grams of cherry tomatoes. What I want to do is season that up to be utterly delicious. And actually, I'm going to use my bowl from before because it's so clean. So in we go with the tomatoes. So take the artichokes out of the jar and we'll steal a little bit of that oil. If you have leftover oil here, right, really, really simple. Just grab a bit of mustard, a bit of vinegar, a bit of salt and pepper, right? Don't throw it away. Always have 1 part of vinegar to 3 parts oil, and we'll turn this marinade oil into a lovely dressing, right? Give it a little shake. So that is a nice little bit of marinade or dressing that you can put in the fridge for a rainy day. That'll last. Nice little hacks, nice little ideas. So look, what we're going to do now is just season this with salt and pepper, mix it up, and that's going to roast on top of the pesto. It's going to be great. So let's do the fun bit now. Let's roll out this dough. So I'm going to use my hands to push this dough out. Normally, I'll still need to use a little rolling pin just to roll it out. And if you want to dust it with a little flour, feel free. Just a little flour on top, like that. Put it underneath. Look at that. So, super easy, super quick. All you have to do here is roll this out to the size of a tray. So this is roughly a 35 centimetre by 25 centimetre tray. And I want to roll out this bread dough slightly bigger because I want to do a really nice little twisted sort of crust that's delicious and spongy and crispy to eat. First, what I'm going to do is just lube up the tray just with a little olive oil, just so it helps the bottom get golden and not stick. So we definitely don't want you to have a stick and kind of tear it. So that goes to one side. So just roll this out. So it's about 1 inch bigger than the tray itself. I'll pick this bread dough up like this and just put it down on the tray. I like it having that little overhang on the edge. That's what we want. So just make it fit the tray nicely. We start off with the pesto. So 2 generous tablespoons of the pesto there, and just push that right across the tray. And you can get different pestos as well, so you might want to change up the flavour. So this recipe is open to all of that. And then we've got the tomatoes and the artichokes. I'm just going to scatter those sort of evenly across this tray. You can get beautiful peppers, you can get squash, you can use things like olives, you know, lovely veggies that cook quickly, like asparagus. Really, really nice. So have fun with this. It's a principal recipe. Then at this point, it's super simple. It's not technical in the slightest. I'm going to take up 1 corner of the pastry and I'm going to fold it over like that. When I fold it over, I'm going to use my thumb just to push down. Then I'm going to put my forefinger here and pull the next bit over and push it down. Simple, right? Like that, like that. So we can spin the tray. Don't stress about this. It's just a bit of fun. It's just a nice little kind of crimped edge. So look, it's already looking pretty beautiful. Use the mozzarella, just tear it like this, right? So you can use any cheese you like that melts nicely. Just tear a little bit off and just dunk it in a little kind of evenly dispersed hole. There's really no rules apart from just roughly be even Stevens. So I've got a little bit of that excess herby oil here from the jarred artichokes, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that over the edges and in and around the beautiful pizza. So look, it's a thing of joy. Now I'm going to cook this in the oven for 30 minutes and I'm going to put it at the bottom of the oven so the heat has the best chance of making this base nice and semi-crispy. And then we're going to get this golden and crispy on top. Beautiful. So 30 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, which is around 400 Fahrenheit, and it should be a very beautiful thing. So in it goes. Nice little salad, maybe a little glass of wine, and that is a delicious little meal. So it's had 30 minutes, it's smelling and looking pretty good. Have a look at that. It is just a thing of beauty. It's like a picture. It's weirdly satisfying. If I get my knife under here, it should just slide off, which we like. This is actually, you know, for 4 people. I think that's quite generous. Look at that. Just a nice, juicy slice of our pesto pizza pie. It's really easy. It's really fun to do. I think it's very flexible, depending on what you've got in your fridge or your pantry. Like, you can have some fun with it. It's nice and hot, so I'm gonna have to eat this in a very technical way so I don't burn myself. Look at that. Quite nice for parties, actually, like a little wedge like that, going around, getting people going when they arrive at a little dinner party. Beautiful. So look, I love how the base is actually nice and crispy, but I also love, see how you get that sponginess there, right? We love that. Ooh, hot. Combinations, like crunch, soft, sweet, fragrant, herb, the mozzarella, milky, tangy. Like, it is all the things that we love about a good pizza. If you want to get the recipe, then check out the book. I hope you love it as much as I do.